Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. And the subject of my video today is divorce and buying or selling a home. So I want to say first and foremost, I am not an attorney. I am not allowed to give you legal advice. I'm only here to point out certain issues that I've had encountered when dealing with clients that are going through a divorce and the things that you need to be asking your divorce attorney about or addressing when you are going through the process. So first and foremost, when you want to buy a house, but you're in the process of getting a divorce, you may want to talk to your attorney about that. It's been my experience that many of my clients have been told that they cannot buy a house separately without having the soon-to-be ex, have some kind of ownership in the property. That it's always better, I think, if you wait until the divorce becomes final so that you can go ahead and move forward with the closing. So many things can and do happen, especially when going through a divorce. People's emotions are running high, and so they tend to do things to sabotage the other party. So regarding the sale of a house. So depending on the title company, you have to kind of see if even if you bought a house before you got married and now you want to sell and you've gotten a divorce or you're going through a divorce, a lot of people assume that the property only belongs to the spouse that bought it as a single person, which could very well be true. However, depending on the title company that you go through, the title company may still require the current spouse, soon to be ex-spouse or ex-spouse to still sign off. So you need to make absolutely positively sure that you are aware of that because I have seen it cause a lot of issues because some title companies require it, some do not. Paying for repairs. Let's say a couple's going through a divorce. The wife is living in the house and the husband is not, and they negotiate for repairs. Who's going to pay for repairs? How is that going to be distributed? Another thing to consider. One of the spouses is refusing to sign anything altogether. So when maybe when you're talking to your divorce attorney, you may want to see if you can negotiate that one party has the right to sign off on certain things and or that it's a joint decision. You know, I've seen so many times where couples say that they're amicable and they get along and there shouldn't be a problem. But then once the dollar amounts start to pop up in their emails or be discussed, then the song kind of changes its tune. So let's say you can't find a spouse. I've had instances where the ex-spouse has gone AWOL. They bought a house together and they need to, the wife abandoned the marriage and the ex or the husband, they're still married because they never got divorced or they did get a divorce. They, he can't find her to have her sign off. So then there's another legal issue to deal with, right? What about who picks the realtor? This is a very common issue that we see because a lot of times if the husband picks the realtor, then the ex-wife feels like, he's picking this person just because they're going to favor him more than they're going to favor me, right? Which realtor you want to hire and the experience they have in dealing with, clients that are getting a divorce is also important because, sometimes a wife will talk to the female realtor and she will sympathize with her and then therefore, not handle the situation very neutrally. That's very important. I've dealt with a lot of issues like that. I've handled quite a few sales that are either newly divorced or going through the divorce. How much do you want to sell the house for? That's another issue. Sometimes the one party will want a ridiculously high price because they don't want to sell and they want to sit in the house as long as they can or hold on to the house as long as they can. Negotiating terms, price, closing costs, closing date, all those things are also very important. And that affects it because it's a joint decision a lot of times. And so you have to make sure that you get all these bases covered when and if you decide to go through a divorce and you need to sell a property. Okay, talk to your attorney about all those issues so that they can make sure that they're able to address them or at least bring up the subject or deal with them. How easy is the property to show? I remember showing a house once where the husband was in the house and the house was absolutely disgusting. And when people showed up to look at the house, he gave everybody dirty looks and he made it almost impossible to schedule an appointment. So, you know, again, the animosity is there and they just don't want to cooperate. Um, will both parties be there at closing or be available on the same day to close? They don't have to be at the closing at the exact same time, but it is important to coordinate to know where they're going to be because original documents need to be signed at closing. Okay. When is the divorce final? So let's say you want to buy a house or you want to purchase a property. Well, that when you can close will certainly depend on when the divorce becomes final. So talk to your attorney about that. Also, sometimes the divorce isn't final until after the sale. So you have to make sure that you allow for all those contingencies. You want to make sure that you hire a realtor that is able to handle a lot of these high emotions. You know, I always tell my clients, you know, you don't want to make a business decision or a financial decision based on your emotions because you won't make a good decision. I don't get emotionally involved, and therefore I'm able to give them sound advice regarding the financial numbers and the aspect of the sale. Um, and then, of course, tax simplifications. Let's say you own several properties and you're getting a divorce. So based on who gets what proceeds, you will need to talk to both your attorney and to your tax preparer about that. And then I think overall, the important thing is to make sure you cover all these bases, to talk to an agent that's very familiar with selling properties that are currently going through a divorce, and then also make sure that they have very good contact with the attorney. In my experience, the divorce attorney that I get referrals from is very, very good about keeping in touch with me. If I have an issue where I'm not getting something accomplished, I reach out to her, I let her know. She nudges the clients, encourages them to get on the ball and to get the ball rolling. So overall, divorce is already hard as it is. We don't need to make it any more difficult, but we do need to be prepared and educated and to be able to plan. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and let me know. My information will be on my homepage if you need to reach out to me, and I'm also on Facebook. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.